We are going to get started with a morning mobility flow. First thing I want you to do is come down to any comfortable seat. You can tuck your legs underneath you like I'm sitting. You can sit cross-legged, sit up in a chair, wherever you feel good. I want you to bring one hand to your heart, one hand down to your belly. Go ahead and close those eyes. Feel those sits bones really grounding you down into the surface that you're sitting on. And then I want you to visualize your vertebrae stacked one on top of each other, all the way from the bottom of your tailbone up to the top of your head. Now, as you sit here, I want you to fall into that deep diaphragmatic breath. So I want you to visualize that diaphragm underneath those bottom two ribs. And as you breathe in, just imagine that muscle contracting down into the abdominal cavity. And as you breathe in, it pulls air into the deepest part of your lungs. You're gonna feel a little bit of a rise through your belly. And then as you exhale, just let everything go. No active engagement of the pelvic floor, no belly pumping, just releasing here. Take that a few more times. Inhale, fill. Visualize that diaphragm moving down, air moving into the bottommost part of your lungs. Exhale, release. Take that again. Inhale, fill. And exhale, let go. Now you're welcome to keep your hands here on the chest and the belly. You're welcome to bring them down both to your belly, or let those hands just hang down at your sides or on your lap. And I want you to just set an intention for this mobility and flow this morning. Whatever energy you want to bring into the rest of your day, I want you to visualize it right now. I want you to feel it in every cell in your body. And as you take those deep inhales and exhales, using the diaphragm, that deep, low belly breath, I want you to feel just more and more of that intention or that energy flowing through your bones, your cells, your veins. Take one more nice deep breath here. Inhale, fill, ribs and belly. Lengthening that head up a little bit higher so your posture is nice and tall and aligned. And then exhale, release. Good. From here, we're going to go into activating those core muscles. So I want you to bring yourself onto all fours. And you're going to set your alignment up so your shoulders are right on top of your wrists, your hips are right on top of your knees. And then just go into a few gentle cat-cow here. So as you move through this cat and cow, I want you to just be aware of those core muscles. As you come into cow, don't push down or pressurize down onto the belly. I want you to keep a little bit of tension through here. And then as you round into cat, just feel that stretch through the middle of the back. Take that one more time. Now we're going to go into that deeper core activation from here. So I want you to inhale, fill your ribs and belly, allow that belly to drop down to the floor. As you breathe out, I want you to visualize stopping the flow of urine and stopping yourself from passing gas. You can also think of those muscles of the pelvic floor closing first and then lifting up through the center of your body. Take that again. Inhale, fill, release, fill ribs and belly. Exhale, close and lift the pelvic floor. And then for your next few breaths, you're going to close and lift the pelvic floor on that exhale, as well as thinking hip bone to hip bone. You're just going to wrap and engage those core muscles up and in. Inhale, fill, release that belly. Exhale, start with the pelvic floor. Close and lift. Then take it from hip bone to hip bone up the rest of the front of the belly. I want you to take this into a bird dog extension. As you breathe out, wrap that core, lift that pelvic floor, take that arm and leg out away from you. And then you're just gonna gently pull that arm and leg in and out. So if this feels like too much on that supporting wrist, you can pop to your fist. You can also tent those fingertips to take some pressure off the wrist. So you're keeping that core engaged the whole time. And as you come into this, I don't want you to take a big rounding through the spine. I want you to just feel that alignment. Tall, long spine here. Two more. And switch over to the other side. Open up those chest muscles, feel that scapula down your back. Inhale, fill ribs and belly. Exhale, lift the pelvic floor, wrap the core, extend the opposite arm and leg. And and then start to pull in and out. We're gonna take about 10 of these on each side. Again, protect that supporting wrist. Really staying focused on that breath. 3, 2, and 1. Little bit deeper for this core hold. Tuck those toes. Take a nice big inhale. Fill ribs and belly. Exhale. Close and lift the pelvic floor. Wrap from hip bone to hip bone, or hug that belly in nice and tight. Just hover those knees up off the floor for 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, let go. Really important to stabilize those core muscles here. So we don't want to lift up and push out with the core. We want to lift up and feel that scoop come all the way up the front of the belly, lifting through the pelvic floor, keeping the chest open so we're not sinking through the shoulders. Thinking about all those alignment things. One more here. Inhale, fill, release. Exhale, close and lift the pelvic floor. Wrap the core. Find that scapular connection. Lifting and holding for 3, 2, and 1. Take those knees out as wide as you need to. Extend those arms, sit back. Come down into a child's pose. Just take some nice deep breaths here into your lower back. I want you to bring that intention back into your brain and your body, filling it into all those cells, your bones, your veins, and then come back up. I want you to pop those hips up into the air. Just pedal gently through the feet, right to left. We are gonna get ourselves up to standing slowly, and then start to mobilize hips, shoulders, neck. Slowly walk yourself up midway. You're gonna take a nice deep knee bend. Drop the tailbone, roll up one vertebrae at a time, but staying nice and controlled or active through your center body. Come up to standing and then just roll the shoulders back a few times. Take a nice deep diaphragmatic breath and then bring them forward. This flow is great for those mornings when you know you gotta move your body, but just need a little bit of extra time getting into it. Go ahead and swing those arms overhead. Take a big inhale and exhale. Breathing in. Try not to splay that rib cage open. And one more. Good. This is for the pecs and the shoulders. So if you get some tightness right in here through those chest muscles, or if you know that you're working on correcting that forward rounded posture, you're just gonna take that hand and kind of dig it into your pec and swing that arm open and close. Now feel free to get nice and gushy with this movement. And little circles for 4, 3, 2, and you're applying a little bit of pressure with this hand that's up top here, just to try to loosen up that shoulder. We're gonna take it to the other side. So you're gonna start with that open and close. This other arm is going in right about where your bra line is, the front. And again, just feel free to get a little gushy with that. Take that flow into the whole body. And then you're gonna take that up, down, and around. And reverse it. 2 more. Good. I want you to take this into your hips. We're just gonna take some nice big hip circles around in one direction. And reverse, go the other way. Now the first thing that we're gonna do before we start to go into some flow and more of that lower body stuff is get settled into our hip hinge. So I want you to bring your hands to your hips. Find your sits bones behind you, and I want you to imagine 2 dabs of paint on the right and left sits bone. You're just gonna dab them to the back wall and come up to standing again. So we're gonna dab and lift, and dab and lift. You're trying to get those sits bones behind you. What I'm trying to get you out of is that programming of bending down with your knees. We're trying to get the glutes to fire. Give me 4 more. 4, 3, 2, and last one. You are gonna come to the top of your mat. Bring those feet about hip width apart. And I want you to just actively feel those muscles in the legs. So we're not just standing here kind of relaxed. I want you to be really active. Energy down through the center of your feet. Chest and shoulders are open. Inhale, scoop those arms up overhead. You're gonna exhale, come all the way down to the forward bend. Hands can be flat, tented. You can grab yourself some blocks here. From here, you're gonna lift up so your feet, your hands are on your shins. Nice flat back from head through the spine, out the tail. Big breath in here, ribs and belly. Exhale, bring yourself all the way back down. I want you to step down into cat and cow. Give me one look up and down. Tuck those toes again. Take those hips up into the air and pedal for 3, 2, and 1. You're gonna walk halfway up your mat. Bend your knees, drop your tailbone, roll up one vertebrae at a time. Head's the last thing up. And then take those arms up overhead again. Big breath in, big breath out. Feel that nice active posture. Weight down through the center of your feet. Lift it up, a little bit of scoop through these lower abdominals, chest open, scaps engaged. Take it up. Exhale, fold forward. Take a breath in, come up halfway. Exhale down. You're gonna step back with one leg down to the floor. I want you to just take an active lunge here. This knee is right on top of this ankle. Little press forward with that hip flexor of that leg that's back. Feel that stretch. You're gonna release those toes. Come up, take a little bit of a deeper stretch here. We're gonna take those arms up overhead. Raise that chest up towards the ceiling. Wrap those abdominals as you go into this back bend. Drop those hands down. And then pop yourself up to down dog. Take a breath in here. Exhale, bring that opposite leg forward. Drop that leg down. I want you to feel that alignment of the knee right on top of the ankle. You're gonna release those back toes. Walk yourself up. Hold here if this feels like a deep enough stretch. Otherwise, go ahead and scoop those arms up overhead. Lift the chest, wrap the core, hug it in towards you. And dropping your hands down. Pop back up into down dog and pedal for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Walk halfway up your mat, bend your knees, drop your tailbone, roll up one vertebrae at a time. Using your lower body, your glutes, scoop those hands up above your head and bring your hands back down. Set that posture. Nice big diaphragmatic breath in. Exhale. One more time. Inhale, scoop those arms up. Exhale, drop it down. Nice big forward fold. You're gonna inhale, come up to that flat back, line of energy from head to tail. Exhale, lower yourself down. You're gonna walk back to either a full plank or a plank on your knees. From here, we're gonna take a little bit of a push-up. I want you to find those pec muscles, those chest muscles. Rapid engage your core. Inhale, fill, release. Exhale, coming down into that push-up. Now when you go into that fill and release, if you can't control the pressure and it feels like you're releasing too much in the core, just take your hips back a little bit. Take that inhale, release here, and then exhale. Get yourself back into it. We're gonna take 3 more. Exhale down. Inhale, release. Exhale, push up. Last one. And lowering down. That should feel like a lot of action in your core, in your arms. Shake yourself back to another child's pose here. Release the forehead down. Big breath in. Exhale. We're gonna pop those hips back up into down dog. Little pedal for 2 and 1. Walk it halfway up. Bend your knees. Drive through your heels. Feel the back of the legs and the glutes as you roll up. Inhale, take those arms up overhead. And inhale down. We're gonna go into some lower body work. So I want you to set yourself up so your legs are in parallel. One leg is directly behind you. So feet are facing forward. From here, I want you to find your front glute, the leg that is in front. That is the glute that you're looking for as you come up and down out of this lunge. So I don't want you to come straight up and down so this gets really quad heavy. You're really working through to find that hinge. We worked on that earlier. Woo. and that front glute. Now what we're gonna do, we're gonna go down, stand, lift you into a balance, and lower. I'm gonna show you that move forward. So from this position, we step back, we find the glute, we rise, we lower and lift. Take it back again. Glute, lower, lift, glute. Little knee bend with that hinge up into that balance. So you're gonna take these at your own speed. And if it feels like too much to look up to the sky as you go into that lift, just bring it up a little bit. So we've got lower, bend, lift it up. Last one on this side. Ooh. Take it up. And then other side. So you're gonna set it up so you're in parallel, feet directly facing forward. Find that hinge, sits bones go to the back. Looking for that front glute. Lots of burn in that booty, not the quad. Few more here. Then we're gonna go into that little bit of a balance flow. 2 more. Last one. Good. We're gonna come up, find that parallel position. You're gonna step it back so you feel that position that we were just in. Stand, lower, lift. You've got lunge, stand, lower, balance, lunge, stand, lower, balance. 3 more, lower, and lift. Last 2, in and out of that front glute. Little knee bend with the hinge, up into your version of the balance. Last one. Lower and balance. Good. We're gonna come into a nice wide stance here. Slight turn out of those feet. Inhale, take those arms overhead. And I want you to come down through the center into a nice deep squat position. So if you have really tight Achilles here, you feel like your heels are lifted, go ahead, allow them to do that. You might have to adjust this lower body positioning. If you have blocks, pillows, sometimes if you roll up a towel, you can slip that towel underneath your heels here. I want you to just feel this hip opener. You can bring your hands to heart center. Try to open up the chest so we're not just folded and rounded over. And I want you to relax your pelvic floor here. So you're still using that diaphragmatic breath. You feel that belly pressing out as you inhale gently. 1 more deep breath here. Bring those hands down to the ground. We're gonna take 1 leg out, 1 leg in. And this is gonna be a nice stretch for those adductors, feeling those inner thighs. Just lengthen. Again, if your heel does not go down, it's just some tightness in your Achilles. So bring that heel up, that's completely okay too. Just watch the alignment through the rest of your body. You don't wanna be all hunched over into this position. Try to elongate through the spine. And then take it over to the other side. 1 leg out, 1 leg in. You might have a little bit of tightness on one side that's not on the other. And see, I can't get my heel down on this side. Nice, deep diaphragmatic breaths. Good. We are gonna come all the way down, and I want you to just bring the soles of the feet together. Feel those sits bones underneath you. Go back to that image of the vertebrae stacked one on top of the other. So you've got nice energy coming out the top of your head. Chest is open, scaps are engaged. You can just hug those hands around the feet, kind of press your chest through. And then we're gonna fold forward into the stretch. I want you to feel those hip flexors, those inner thighs, and that pelvic floor. Just lengthen and let go here. Take energy out the top of your head, come up, take 1 leg out, 1 leg in. Take those arms out to the sides, and I want you to just take a nice big reach up overhead towards your extended leg. Breathe into the side of that rib cage. If you want to open up to the chest here, take that hand, spin it up towards the sky. or the ceiling, depending on where you're practicing today. And then come up to standing, rotate so you're facing that extended leg. Take your hands to either side, butt out, chest forward, and try to bring yourself down into that stretch. Now, depending on where you want to hit the back of the leg for the stretch, you can flex or you can point. You're going to feel that in 2 different places. And then take it over to the other side. One leg out, one leg in. Find those sits bones down, spine up, lift up, and take that big reach up overhead. Breathe into the side of that rib cage. And again, if you want, open up those chest muscles. Take your focus up. We are going to come back up to that seated position. Nice long spine. Twist, open, come down towards your leg. Ooh. Take some deep sighs into this. Again, flexed or pointed in those toes, depending on where you feel tightness in the back of the leg. Good. You're going to fold those legs in. I want you to just take a little bit of a neck stretch. Tuck your chin to your chest. Apply gentle pressure down at the back of your head. And then take ear to shoulder. Extend that opposite arm out. Spin that palm forward. And then change your gaze so it's down into your armpit. And up and over to the other side. Shoulders down. Feel that lengthen. Down the side of the neck. Change your gaze. Good. Coming back to center. Back into any comfortable seat. Sits bones down, vertebrae stacked. Imagine that you've got a little bit of space between each of those vertebrae all the way up to the top of your head. And I want you to just come back to that intention that you set at the beginning of our workout. So that feeling that you're trying to carry with you throughout the rest of your day, you're going to breathe it in, back into that diaphragm, moving down, pulling air to the deepest part of the lungs. Now, as you do this, I want you to relax the pelvic floor. So many of us hold tension in those pelvic floor muscles and we don't even realize it. Another way to check in with the pelvic floor is to release your jaw. So separate your teeth slightly. And I want you to imagine that your head's just a balloon floating on top of the spine here. So it's lengthening up and away. No tension in the neck. Pelvic floor is relaxed. Diaphragm is on. You're coming back to that intention, that energy, those good feelings that we want to hang on to. Drop those hands down at your sides. Keep the eyes closed, and I want you to just float those arms gently up overhead. Imagine that you're gathering that energy in your fingertips. Flip those palms down, press shoulders down and away as you float the arms back down to the ground. We're gonna do that 2 more times. Inhale, float up. Gather, exhale. Just feeling grounded. Last one, inhale, float it up. Take that energy between your palms, press those palms together, bring it down to your forehead, down to your heart. And then you can bring those hands down, open your eyes. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you again soon.